Welcome to Resistance Chicks. I am Michelle. This is Leah. We are coming to you April 26, 2017. Now listen. I may require these. I have some sort of fatal, no, it's not fatal. It feels fatal. Sinus infection.
Sick,
okay, but I'm a trooper and Leah wanted to film, so if I have to step out of the shot to blow my nose, y'all gonna have to get over it with water. But I do want to tell you that Leah takes very good care of me. She makes this stuff. And I'm going to put a link to the recipe for those of you that want to try it. It is called fire cider. Tell them about the fire cider real quick.
Oh, it's supposed to kill any bug inside of you. It's you blend up
this is my face
ginger, onion, garlic,
jalapenos,
hot peppers, and you put it in with.
There's so much more in there than that. Man.
Apple cider vinegar.
Like I convulse when I have to take it and swallow it. And then we do an elderberry,
a turmeric,
vodka, honey thing. We don't drink, but we use that as a medicinal thing. We're doing that, and then beet kvass is for allergies. Tell them more about the beet kvass.
You just set some beets cut up in water with some salt, and it's supposed to help with allergies.
You take it. So that's what we're doing. Everybody, you know, you want to know what I'm doing to get well. Leah takes good care of me. That is what I'm doing. So we want to. If I'm subpar, I'm gonna give it all I got.
All right.
Let's go to
probably make
Saudi
that
Arabia.
its own thing. Home Remedies 101. So anyways, I wanted to bring to you Saudi Arabia on the Women's Rights Council and the UN. And
you remember when we brought this to you, like what, a month and a half ago or something, and everybody kind of thought, maybe that's just fake.
No, it's the real deal. And so I'm going to play a couple videos and just kind of go into this. It's kind of like, hey, I got some possums in the hen house. What do we do to, get rid of them? Well, why don't we set up a possum?
Foxes.
Well, last year we had possums.
Yeah.
And let's set up a little, possum fox council on what to do about it.
Yeah.
Women's rights activists in Saudi Arabia and indeed worldwide.
Well, could this perhaps be seen as an attempt to encourage Saudi Arabia to bolster women's rights at home, to give it some kind of motivation to do so?
No, absolutely not.
Did you say he was like, how do I even answer
that? There are some who work inside the UN who are embarrassed by this decision and seek to justify it with that argument. The fact is that Saudi Arabia has been a member of bodies such as the UN Human Rights Council for a decade. It has not improved their record at all. Regimes seek membership on world human rights bodies for three reasons. Number one, to sit around the table when decisions are made, so you can be sure that Saudi Arabia will not be spotlighted by this UN Women's Rights Commission. Second, it's to give themselves a false badge of international legitimacy, just as the Saudi ambassador in Canada 2 years ago, when about his human rights record, he said, well, we're sitting on the UN Human Rights Council, so the world thinks we have a very good human rights record.
Sure they do.
And third, finally, it's because human rights activists sitting in prison, like Raif Badawi, a blogger who's sitting in Saudi prison for the crime of calling for democracy, it's to demoralize them. Or Manal al-Sharif, the woman who was arrested for driving a car. Imagine how she feels when she sees the headline that her oppressor, Saudi Arabia, has just been chosen by the United Nations to have a position of influence on women's rights. It's a kick in the stomach. Those are the reasons and the only reasons why Saudi Arabia has pursued this absurd, paradoxical membership.
Hillel Neuer from
it really all goes down to the petrodollar. I mean, we just sent a bunch of arms deals. Yeah. We just sent a bunch of weapons. It's all about the petrodollar, and the whole world is contingent, their economies. So what if women are treated badly? When I hear leftists talk about women's rights, and when I hear politicians, it turns my stomach, because it all comes down to it's the economy, stupid.
Here's the thing. I don't think that it would be I don't think that they would be going at this if the petrodollar wasn't teetering on the brink of collapse. And so they're kind of pulling out all the stops to figure out what can we do to put a new brand on this, to put a new name on it, to put a new face on it, so that we can get people to back and support us.
Never in the UN issue polls have respondents been as wrong. It says Saudi Arabia now joins Iran on the UN Women's Rights Commission, which annually condemns only one country for violating women's rights, and that would be Israel, which has the best women's rights in the entire Middle East.
It's shameful.
No joke. Saudi Arabia is running for the UN Human Rights Council, and their campaign brochure cites the Saudi Arabia record on human rights. And then, just to add insult to injury, Twitter goes wild over reported death penalty for atheism in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has reportedly sentenced a young man to death for apostasy. The news has stirred up Twitter users, with some expressing sadness and sorrow, while others praising the move. On Tuesday, a Saudi Arabian court dismissed an appeal from Ahmad al-Shamri, who had spent 3 years in prison over charges of atheism and blasphemy. Al-Shamri was in his early 20s and lived in the city of Hafar al-Batin in the country's eastern province. According to the website, he had reportedly renounced Islam and posted various videos reflecting his views on social media. The man was arrested in 2014, faced trial, and was sentenced to death in February 2015. After the appeal was rejected, social media users were split. Like a banana split, right? Over the court decision, posting their comments under a trending hashtag, which can be translated from Arabic as apostate from Hafar al-Batin. Many social media users condemn Saudi Arabia, pointing out the country is a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council. Saudi court sentences a young man to death for apostasy. Saudi Arabia is the head of the Human Rights Panel at the UN. They criticized what happened in Iraq and Iran, but they didn't see what they were doing.
Saudi Arabia confirms its position of respect for religions and beliefs of humanity.
In international conferences, Saudi Arabia claims to respect all beliefs, but today they executed a man for being an apostate. Others said the man did not deserve the death sentence. He didn't do anything, he didn't hurt anyone, and you'll just kill him because he wanted to be different. When a whole community turns into murderers, thirsty for blood, it's time for the world to know. In addition to its Human Rights Council membership, Saudi Arabia was appointed to the status of women on Sunday.
For the UN Commission.
Yes. One Twitter user translated several posts to make the world aware of some users' positive reactions. Some supported the punishment, saying it is appropriate for apostasy in Islam. He should be consulted 3 times. If he didn't change his mind, kill him. This is apostasy punishment in our religion, quote, Islam. God willing, your head will fly. That's what freedom brought you. Also wait for bigger punishment in the afterlife. I've never seen more stupid than Arab atheists. Yes, he shall be killed because he's poisoning people's brains. Others wish they could watch the execution. Ha ha ha, smiley face with hearts in your eyeballs. I wish there would be a live streaming when you cut his head off. I demand to cut his head off in public.
I think, yeah.
I wish he'll be executed. Let's make an example out of him. So the Human Rights Council. Yay, Saudi Arabia! So, Peanut Gallery, Patriot Gallery, has asked for us to try to, Sydney, you know what? Yes. I'm going to throw you, the dog, Sydney tends to get a little.
Just throw her a peanut M&M.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see if she'll eat it. She gets a little whiny when we start to record, only when we start to record. Anyways, Peanut Gallery wanted us to bring this around to a positive spin.
Positive.
The positive thing is that this is getting out there finally.
Yes.
What we've seen this year more than anything else, and I think this is the spin that I'm really going to take in every single video you guys are going to watch from here on out, is that this is out there.
Yes.
You're talking about it.
Yes.
You're seeing it.
Yes.
And we are going to make a difference. We have turned this country around. Social media has turned this country around, turned the world around is what I really should say. Turned the globalist agenda, the Muslim Islamic agenda, which will probably have this video flagged for saying that. Oh well. It's being put into the open.
Yep.
Their Twitter streams, their Facebook streams. I didn't know this. I hadn't seen this a year ago.
For sure.
Right, on Twitter and on Facebook, where
Right.
people were talking about this, where people were bringing it to the light. The light is being shined on these cockroaches, and I am
they're
floored.
scurrying.
Not that this person died, but that we're talking about it, that we're seeing it, that we're bringing it to the light.
Because this was already happening. It's just nobody was talking about it. It was hush-hushed.
Right. So the more we're winning. As soon as we speak up, of course, the only way they win is they win through silence.
And you all grew up with bullies. You
Right.
know, if you don't speak out against a bully, then they just continue. As soon as you stand up
So we're
to
going
them,
to
they
keep
have to
bringing
back
this
down.
to you, and we're excited to bring the positive spin is that we're talking about it, that it's going to change. When you bring these things to light, then it changes. When Hitler's motivations and what he was doing was came to light, then you could do something about it. But as long as it's hidden in the darkness, you can't do anything about it. So for 20, 30 years, especially since like the Iranian Revolution in 1979, nobody really talked about it. It was on mainstream media. We're our own media, and we are going to bring this to you, and we're going to do something about it.
That's right. So this is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not just a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring that little bell for notifications so you want to see more videos like this. And find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We love you, God loves you, and God bless.
I was called all alone.